So hello, welcome, welcome back to our Saturday class. I'm just laughing because we were just talking, but I wasn't recording, so now I feel like I'm just reiterating myself. But anyway, so welcome. I'm glad to have this practice today. It's a lovely day here, finally. So today, it's just a Vinyasa flow, a Vinyasa-inspired flow. I tend to like throw some stuff in there that may be a little bit different or borrowed from other types of movement and breath practices. But all in all, a lot of this will look familiar if you have been following along with us for the past couple of weeks and months. And this is just to kind of get us back into our bodies, to get us warmed up for whatever we have going on after practice, to get us to feel a little more embodied while we're in this practice, and just to have kind of a pressure-free, nice flow together. So without further ado, I'm gonna hit shuffle on my little Spotify playlist. So we're gonna just come to a seated position just for a little bit of focused breathing. Just come to a place where you can sit upright, feel length in your spine. Let your hands rest wherever they are, on your legs or in your lap. And just roll back the shoulders 2 or 3 times and let them settle down and back. And then begin to focus on your alignment. So head over heart, over pelvis, ears over shoulders, over hips. And you can begin to lower your gaze or let your eyelids close completely. Begin to bring in a deeper breath in through the nose and then out through slightly parted lips, nice and gentle. Take that 2 more times, in through your nose and slowly out through your lips. And 1 more. Excellent. And then breathing however feels natural to you, but just focusing on slowing it down, maybe with your mind's eye, watching the breath as it travels in and through your body. And then watching it as it leaves. When you kind of feel yourself becoming a little bit more still, slowly open your eyes, take in the room, and keeping this sense of grounding and stillness, we're going to just reach our arms up overhead, let those shoulders still be pressing down, and you're going to bring your hands to clasp, extend the index finger, and we're going to lean to one side. And then on an inhale, come back up, inhale deeply, and then exhale, lean to the other. Repeat that 1 more time, each side. Inhale to lift up, come center, and then exhale to one side. Inhale up, and then exhale other side. And then conclude with your inhale center, and then exhale to slowly press those hands away. We're gonna come onto our mats if you're not already there. Whew. And here we're gonna come into a nice wide-legged child's pose. So let those toes come together, those knees come at least hips width distance apart. Begin to send those hips back in space. And then you can press those hands forward as much as you like, letting your forehead make contact with the floor, a pillow, or a block, just so your neck can relax. Invite heavy breath here. And when you're ready, slowly come into your tabletop position and begin moving through a couple rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. And then exhale to slowly dome the spine, gaze drops between your knees. Inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts, arching that back. And exhale, reverse the shape, nice rounded spine. Head is heavy. Take this in your own time, in your own breath. And invite anything that you need here, any little adjustments, modifications, variations. Take whatever you like here. Always moving with that breath. Begin to feel into this gentle warm-up. Maybe you're already noticing a little bit more heat as you combine your breath and your movement very deliberately and with a certain kind of relaxed concentration, if such a thing exists. So you're focused on the breath guiding the movement, but not so focused that you can't invite in other thoughts and other focuses. Relaxed concentration. And when you've had enough, I'm going to just shed my socks. We're going to walk our palms forward, about a palm print, tuck those toes, and for a moment, just send those hips backwards over those heels. Feel that stretch in the creases of your toes. And when you are ready, begin to lift those hips high in the air and straighten those knees or bring those knees as close to stretch as straight as feels good. And then walk out those feet when you get to the top, just to warm into your first downward dog of our practice. The shirt does not want to stay tucked in. Good, and find a little stillness. Look at your hands. Make sure that you're grounding with all of the knuckles. So your index finger especially pressing into the mat and index fingers pointing towards the front of the room. Take a deep breath in, relax your neck. Exhale deeply. Inhale, gaze forward. Begin to take bear steps with your feet, bringing those feet towards your hands, forward fold. Let everything be heavy. Let your knees have a generous bend. Let your neck be heavy, or neck be loose, head is heavy. Option to bring your hands to your elbows, framing your head, and gently sway side to side. Really feeling into the stretch that you're getting in up your legs, as well as down your back and out your shoulders. Using the weight of your head and your arms to help stretch out tension. And then come back to center. Slowly release the arms, bend the knees, and roll up one vertebrae at a time, feeling rooted in the feet even as you grow taller. And when you get to the top, roll back those shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Hands come to prayer in front of your heart. Gaze comes forward. Tadasana, mountain pose. Deep breath in. Long exhale out. Deep inhale in, feel your feet grounded, your hands pressing against each other. And long exhale, release. Wonderful. Shall we flow? I think we shall. And turbo tuck in the shirt. Gonna have to get like a unitard or something. All right. Gripping through your feet, bend your knees, reach those arms up, stretch nice and tall, up towards the sky. Exhale, palms come together, send that heart between your shoulders, forward fold. My feet are about hips width distance, but you can always bring them closer together if you like. Inhale, halfway lift, and let's take a pause here. I feel like I've missed a couple Saturdays in a row, so I'm even getting back into my alignment in some of these more foundational flowing postures. So let's take a moment to really feel into what this stretch offers us. Your knees can always have a bend if straight knees is intense or causing any pain. We're trying to have a flat back, but take whatever space you need. Send those shoulders back as if you're kind of squeezing a paintbrush between them. Hands can come to your thighs. They can come to your shins. Some people like to bring them out behind. Let your gaze focus on the floor right below your nose. And feel your tailbone reaching towards the back wall, simultaneously the crown of your head reaching towards the front. So you're kind of stretching out horizontally. I sometimes like to imagine like I'm getting a massage or something, and someone puts their hands right in the middle of my spine, and then one hand presses up towards the crown of my head and the other presses down towards my tailbone at the same time. Just this warm, healing force that kind of stretches me out. I know we've been here for a while. Take a deep breath in, feel that length, and then exhale, let it go with a nice forward fold. Whew. Good. One more time, inhale, halfway lift. Feel the kind of counter stretch we're getting in the upper body, as well as a nice stretch in the legs. And then exhale, release, let your hands hang wherever they fall. You're going to inhale to plant the palms on the ground, step one foot back and then the other. High plank or knees drop to low plank. If your knees are dropping, just make sure that you feel that, that high plank energy, meaning the belly button is pulling towards the spine is pushing towards the belly button, so you have this nice little compression, and all you drop are the knees, not the whole body. So wherever you are, take a breath here. Let it out. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra. Untuck those toes. Elbows close to your sides. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to tuck those toes. Use the strength in your arms to press up either through tabletop or right into your downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, deep breath out. Inhale to gaze forward. Step your feet towards your hands. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel that horizontal stretching. Exhale to release into your forward fold. Inhale, bend those knees, reach those arms out and up, feeling those shoulders snug in their pockets. Arms come up, palms come together. Optional slight back bend with the upper body. And then exhale to lower those arms down by your side. I'm turning towards you, but you can stay aligned as you are. Turn the palms out. Settle those shoulders. Feel grounded in the outer edge of your feet as well as the ball of your feet. Close your eyes. Feel into the strength and stability of this mountain pose. And take some deep breaths. Excellent. Keep those eyes open. We're going to flow again. Bend those knees, reach those arms out and up. Palms come together and slice the air in front of you. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. You have options for those hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to plant those hands. Step one foot back and then the other. High plank or knees lower to low plank. Or you can do a little half and half depending on how you feel. Inhale to shift forward. And exhale, slowly lower towards the floor. Press up into your low cobra or maybe a slightly, the Alexa dot is like talking to me. Or higher cobra, or if you want to come into your upward dog, straighten those elbows, keep those shoulders pressing away from those ears, and maybe you lift off onto the tops of your feet so your knees lift off the floor. Deep breath here. And then exhale to come back into your downward facing dog and walk out those feet. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Let your feet come to stillness in your downward facing dog. You're going to bend your knees nice and deeply towards the ground. Once your knees are bent, you're going to tilt your tailbone up to the sky, like you're kind of sending your booty upwards. And then keeping that lift, begin to straighten back up in those legs. Downward facing dog. From here, carefully come to one forearm and then the other. Walk out your feet. And then carefully come back one hand and then the other. From here, we're going to lift the right heel high in the sky, keeping those hips square, so not so high that your hips open up. Your hips are still square. And then we're going to turn out the right foot, bend that knee, give it a couple little circles in the sky. And circles in the other direction. And then straighten it back up. Square those hips. Lean forward. As you lean forward, send that right knee towards your nose. And take one or several steps to step that foot in between your hands. Blocks under your hands are a nice option here. We're going to send the back knee down and lift the arms up off the floor. Deep breath in. Option to tuck the toes behind you or untuck. Exhale, send those hands back down to the floor. Take a deep breath to press the hips back in space, lift the front toes, half split. Exhale to walk it forward, hips go past center, little lunge, heart is forward, shoulders back, length in this posture. Next breath, hips come back, nose towards knee, half split. Next breath, walk it forward, find a flow here, lunge. Take that 2 more times in each direction, finding a flow like an ocean wave with your breath, with your movement. And once you've completed those 2 cycles, come on back into your lunge. Feel grounded in your feet. You're gonna lift those arms 1 more time. And then exhale, turn towards the right side, open arm twist. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, turn to the left side, open twist to the left. Inhale, arms up, twisting to the right. And inhale, back up. Hands frame the front foot, tucking the back toe, lifting the back knee. Good. Take a moment here, find some length in your spine. So we're going to bring our right hand on the inside edge of that right foot. So the leg is on the outside of the right arm now. Walk out the toes a little bit to the side, to the right. And we're going to turn the right toes to be at a slight diagonal. That knee can open up a little. And here we find ourselves into lizard pose. You have the option to lower onto your forearms, to lower that back knee, to take whatever you need to take here, to just feel the stretch. There is no correct or better version. There is just your version in the here and now. Let your head be heavy. Couple more breaths here. You're doing excellent. And when you're nice and lizard out on the right side, plant the palms underneath your shoulders, lift the back knee up, and carefully send the front leg back to meet the back leg. High lunge or knees down for low lunge. Inhale to shift forward. Exhale to lower down nice and slowly towards the floor. Move through either your cobras or your upward dog. And then send those hips high in the sky. Downward facing dog. Well done. Deep breath. Allow your breath to slow down here. Nice job. And we're going to lift the left heel into the skies. Hips still square to the floor. And then exhale to turn that left foot out to the left side. Bend that heel towards your booty and take a couple little circles to open up that hip with your knee. And reverse the circle. And straighten it back up. Square those hips and begin to send that left knee forward towards your nose. And with one or several steps, step that foot between your hands. Lower down the back knee. And begin to rise off of that leg. Exhale, lower those arms back down. Inhale to send those hips back, flex the front foot, half split. Exhale to gently send those hips back, forward, back to the front, front, long back. Find your flow here. Finishing off wherever you are now, just complete the motion wherever you're at, and we'll meet back into our lunge here. Finding grounding in your legs and your feet, begin to send those arms back up high in the sky. Deep breath, find that length that we found earlier today. And then exhale to turn from the lower belly to the left side, open those arms, twist. Inhale to send them back up and center. Exhale to twist to the right, little open face twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. And inhale back to center. Exhale, send those hands down to frame the front foot. So we're going to curl the toes, our back toes, so we can lift our knee. Send the left hand to the inside of the left leg. So now the left leg is on the outside of the hands. Walk that left foot out to the left edge a little more. Turn the left toes out slightly to the left so they're on a little diagonal. And begin to find your lizard on the left. Remember the options you have here. Option to drop the knee. Options to come to your forearm or stay on your hands or your blocks. Explore what's working for you right now. Nice deep hip opener right here. Take a deep breath wherever you are. Exhale and begin to ground through those palms. Lift the back knee off the ground and carefully guide the left leg to meet the right leg, high plank. Take a moment here. Exhale, hold. Inhale, strong. Exhale, hold. And then inhale to shift forward. Exhale to lower that heart down towards the floor. Press up into your cobras or your upward dog. And then exhale, come into your downward facing dog. From here, we're going to shift back into plank and lower down the knees. Untuck the toes. Send those hips back. Child's pose. You can take any arm variation you like. I'm going to plant my elbows towards the ground and clap my hands together over my neck. And nice and slowly, we're going to come back into our tabletop position. Walk those palms forward a little bit, tuck those toes, and you know where we're going. Begin to lift up, leading with those hips, downward facing dog. I'm going to pivot, so I'm not facing the back wall for our next section, which might be a hint as to what's coming. I'm going to inhale the right foot high in the sky. Exhale, twisting, send that right knee towards the left elbow. Whew. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, knee to nose. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then in one or several steps, step that leg through your hands. We're back into this nice long lunge. Here we're gonna rotate the back toes so that they face the long edge of your mat, so they're facing outward. And you can use your thigh as support, or you can just windmill those arms up. Either way, use whatever method you'd like to come into our warrior two. Nice deep lunge in the front leg. Strength all down the outside edge of your left leg. Just do a little check. Make sure your knee isn't far surpassing your ankle. Make sure knee is about over the second toe. And just make sure that actually I needed this check, your legs would bisect, your front foot would bisect your back foot. So if you brought your feet together, they'd make the letter T. They wouldn't be so separate. That makes sense? So front heel, if you drew a line from your front heel to the back foot, it should hit the middle of your back foot. Okay, let's roll those shoulders back, feel into this posture. Maybe you slightly tip the pelvis forward to engage the core ever so mildly. Shoulders down and back, arms strong, gaze over right fingertips. Good. Take a deep breath here. Let it out. Deep breath in. Exhale, reverse that warrior. Side stretch on the right side. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, right forearm to thigh, extended side angle, left hand up in the sky. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, find a flow. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. One more flow each round. Inhale, warrior two. Find that alignment. This is your last one. Exhale, reach, reach, reach. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, find an extended side angle that you like. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Turn the right toes to meet the left. Inhale, expand those arms like wings. Exhale, close them behind your back, clasping your fingers together. Inhale to find a little stretch. Send that heart forward. And then exhale to begin to forward fold in this nice wide-legged thing. I'm not even saying anything. This Alexa dot is like doing all sorts of things. Anyway, let your head be heavy. Arms up, reaching towards the front of the room beyond your head. Slight micro bend in your knees for safety. And then carefully, you're going to release the fingers and let them touch wherever they fall. Maybe on your legs, maybe that's the floor. Find a place where you can really use your hands to kind of manipulate the stretch into more of what you might need. And then nice deep bend in your knees. Let your hands just hang heavy in front. You're gonna roll up one vertebrae at a time. Give it a little shake at the top. Excellent. From here, you can either heel toe your feet closer together, or you can kind of bend your knees and jump them in like a half a jumping jack. Shake them out. Here we're gonna bring our toes, our big toes together. If your heels come together too, great. If it's a little bit, basically bring your feet close together, as close to touching as you can. I know everyone's feet are actually pretty differently shaped. Like everyone's footprint is pretty unique. So I know that like sometimes, point is bring your legs together. About to go on a weird tangent. We're gonna bend your knees, reach those arms back like you're about, I don't know if you just launched off the ski slope or if you're about to. I haven't skied in a while, but if your pole's in your hand, and your knees are bent and your heart is leaning forward, shoulders pressing towards each other. A little chair with the arms behind you. Deep breath in, and then exhale, sit even deeper into that chair. Send those arms out in front of you, or option to send them up past your ears. Lifting the toes so that you're ensuring that you're not putting your weight in the toes. It's not the most stable part of your body. So you want to make sure that you're using the balls of your feet and your heels a little more. Good. Inhale. One more. And then exhale, just come to standing and then forward fold. Whew. This is just a lazy forward fold. So you can bend your knees, you can do whatever you like with your arms. Just hang out here for a couple of breaths. And then we're gonna bend your knees and roll up, letting your head be the last thing to rise. Finding your breath kind of naturally fill as you rise. Where was I? Okay. So now we're gonna do that same sequence, but in reverse. So, rolling down, starting with your nose, one vertebrae at a time towards the floor. Take a breath at the bottom. And then bending your knees, coming back up to center. Let it out. Inhale to send those hips back, bend your knees, little reverse chair, skier pose. And then if and when you're comfortable, sending those arms forward, maybe past your ears, Utkatasana, intense chair pose. If you'd like, some people like to clasp their hands together and just extend the index fingers, and it kind of gives them a little focus. And there's some practices that really emphasize the movement and posture of the fingers and the hands. And this is a common manifestation of that. And then come on up, open your hands. If you want to take a little shake at the top, do so. Here, you can heel toe your feet out, or do the other half of the jumping jack, where you send your feet out. Or you could just step out, you know. And ideally, your ankles are about underneath your wrists. If you were to have a full wingspan, toes pointing to the front, take a moment. And this time, instead of bringing our arms behind our back, just dive forward, flat back, tabletop halfway. Hover for a moment. And then exhale, let everything drop towards the ground. If you would like, you can bring a little bit of movement. I'm gonna lunge into one leg and then slowly lunge into the other. Just feels good on my hips. But take whatever you need in this fold. And you're gonna bend your knees and roll up, nice and easy. One vertebrae at a time, letting those shoulders come down the back of your body. Excellent. Hands, when you've come to the top, hands come to your hips. You're gonna turn out the left foot. So your right foot is still facing the long edge of the mat. The left foot is facing the front. You're gonna inhale to lunge into that left leg. You might have to do a little finagling to make sure that you're aligned. Same alignment principles apply, on this side. So making sure that your front foot would bisect your back if they came together. That your torso is actually upright and not leaning towards one side. Knee over ankle. Watch that your knee isn't dipping too far forward or too far back, more for safety. And roll those shoulders back, feel strength in your arms. Deep breath in. Deep exhale out. Inhale, reverse that warrior. Side stretch on the left side. You can always bring your bottom hand to your lower back for some support. Inhale, warrior two. And feel in the warrior two the outside edge of the right leg really connecting all the way down to the pinky. Next breath in, exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Find your flow. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, warrior two. One more round. You've got this. Let your breath move you. When you've finished and completed in your warrior two, find whatever you need to find in these last seconds. And then exhale. Whoa. Just straighten up that right leg. Turn the toes to the front. Excellent. Do a little jumping jack or just bring your feet together. Shake them out. Just quick check the time. Perfect. We're going to cross our right foot over the left foot. Inhale gloriously, just like I like imagine I have like a cape. I'm like, oh, I have arrived. And from here, gently fold towards the floor. You may notice right away this feels different from our forward folds where our feet are hips width distance apart. Right foot under right hip, left foot under left hip, because now we've reversed them. So it brings a little bit of a different flavor. I tend to find this much more intense. So just take it nice and easy. Just know with time and breath and patience, if you're feeling a lot of tightness, it will start to relax bit by bit. So make sure you give yourself enough space to be where you actually are right now, and then you'll get to where you want. And then very carefully rolling up one vertebra at a time. You can bring a little bend in those knees, of course. Excellent. While we're here with our right foot crossed over our left, you can bring your hands to your hips. And from here, you're going to ground through the left foot. The left leg is going to be the support. And you're just going to lift the right leg up and cross it over like you're sitting down in a chair for tea. You just crossed your right leg over your left. Good. If you want, you can you can hook the foot around one more time, but it really is up to you. Arms can be out like an airplane, or if you know eagle arms, you can take them now. Eagle arms is when you cross, and you cross them again, and then your hands meet wherever they are, and you send them away from your body as you sit into this one-legged, twisted eagle chair. Good, and carefully unwind those eagle arms. Stand up in that eagle. Woo! Uncross that leg and shake it out. Well done. While we're shaking it out, in case you want to take eagle arms, and that wasn't like the clearest tutorial, eagle arms, you just cross one arm over, then you cross them again. It's the weirdest thing. Then you kind of patty cake your palms together. If it feels weird, it's probably absolutely correct. And just trying to be mindful of which arm we cross over each time, because we want to always have symmetry. You cross one arm over, then the other, symmetry. All right, so hopefully we're feeling a little limber. Now we're going to cross the left leg over the right. And just notice that with this forward fold, if it is more intense for you, pay maybe a little more attention to how it's intense, or how it's more intense on one side than the other, or what is releasing as you really press into this forward fold. I find I get kind of like angry. I feel like some stuff that stretches my hamstrings releases a lot of anger, because it's like a frustration, a sort of, I feel like I'm up against a wall, and I feel that with the intensity. But then when it kind of eases up, so do I. I become way more relaxed. And so it's always a worthy endeavor to stretch it out, because it kind of moves through the emotions with the tension. It's quite lovely. But anyway, just take your time here. You can always bring a bend to your knees. We're going to be here for just a few more moments. If you feel ready to let that neck go and have your head be heavy, feel free to go there. And nice and easy, with breath, an inhale or an exhale, begin to roll back up, keeping those legs crossed. Here, let's just try, actually no, let's do it as we did before. So you're just gonna now ground through the right foot and the right leg, really root through that foot. As we lift the left foot, we're just bending the right leg, we cross the left leg over, arms can reach out to this little eagle, or we can continue to cross the legs. It's really just up to you, little aesthetics, but there is no end game here. If you would like eagle arms, you can cross once, twice, bring the palms together, and then press those elbows away from your body as you sit back into a chair that might be a little too high for you. Whoa, there I go. No. If you fall out, get back in, you know. Now we're gonna unwind the arms first. Ah, eagle will fly away. And come up taller to unwind the left leg. Shake it out. One more little standing inversion. It's like, again, Vinyasa-inspired, but not like a pure blood Vinyasa. We're gonna have our feet hips width distance apart. I always have to like really prepare myself for balances. You're gonna ground through the left foot. Feel the energy and the support in the left leg. The right leg is free to do whatever it wants. You're gonna slightly bend the left knee and just cross the right ankle over the right thigh. So you're making the letter P, or the number 4 with your legs. Flexing that right foot, hands come to your heart, and begin to send your heart maybe a little forward and your hips a little back. So similar to the chair and the eagle that we just did, just a little bit differently configured. Good, the more you press your knee kind of towards the floor, the more you'll feel that in your hip. I'm not aligned. And you have the option also to drop your fingertips towards the floor if you would like. Just remember we're gonna get out of that too, so prepare yourself. And when you're ready, begin to unfurl, to come back from where you started. Unwind, come on back to standing. Uncross the leg, shake it out. Gonna move right into the other side. Round through the right foot. You can even spread the toes, kind of web them out to create, to increase the surface area. And you're gonna cross the left ankle over the right thigh, bend in that right knee. As you begin to send the hips back in space, the heart naturally comes a little forward. Hands in front of that heart. That knee can press further towards the ground for more sensation in that hip. Option to drop the hands towards the floor. Or keep them right where you're at. Either a variation offers very different things, so just take what you need today or what you'd like to try. And begin to wind back up. Darn it. I feel like the coming up part is like always challenging. And shake it out. Well done. We are going to come to the front of our mat, reach the arms up, swan dive down, plant your hands on the floor, begin to step your feet back into a plank. This is your final chaturanga of the day. Just take a moment, send the right knee towards the right elbow and send it back. Left knee to left elbow, send it back maybe. You do it a couple more times. Matching it with a breath. Maybe your breath has picked up speed. And on your next inhale, shift forward. And as slowly as you can, lower all the way down to the floor. Release those arms, take a little break. You can put your other cheek on the floor to rest on the other side. And then bringing your forehead to the floor, I'm gonna move through 2 rounds of locust. Forward to the floor, hands clasped behind your back. You're gonna inhale to lift your shoulders and your legs off the ground, okay? So we're gonna do that twice. So take a deep breath to set up, head on the ground. And then exhale, shoulders peel off, legs lift, heels pressing towards each other, arms pulling down towards your heels. And then exhale, release. Take a refreshing breath. And release. Next inhale, forehead to the ground, last time. And exhale to peel off the ground. Everything but your hips leaves the floor.
your breath flowing. And then slowly release on the exhale. Take a breather. And then we are going to roll over onto our backs. Knees in the pointing towards the sky, feet flat on the ground. We're going to move through 2 rounds of bridge. The first we can do just sort of a setup, and the second you can do any sort of variation or modification or full wheel, if wheel is in your practice, anything you'd like to take on the second, all right? So first, bring those heels close enough to your booty that you can almost touch them with your fingertips. You're gonna inhale to press the lower back against the floor, and then exhale to lift those hips high in the sky. Try not to let those knees open too wide. If you'd like some support, you can bring your hands or block underneath your hips, or you can clasp your hands underneath. For variations, for the next round, you can go onto your toes, you can lift one leg, then the other, or you can do full wheel. And I will go through full wheel in case anyone is trying it. Otherwise, find your way into this and take any sort of little fun thing you want, little can-can legs, whatever. And begin to roll back to the ground. Take a moment to windshield wiper your legs side to side, arms out. And for setting up for the second one, same thing. Knees up to the sky, heels on the ground. Your feet are fairly close to your body. If you're doing full wheel, you're going to bring the palms of your hands above your shoulders, fingertips pointing towards your shoulders. And if this is your first time doing wheel, I recommend doing it with support or a support person. But if this is in your practice and you just need a little setup, you can follow me. Same thing, we're going to inhale to lower the belly and the lower back to the floor. And then exhale, press the body off the ground using your arms and legs to make a nice little shape. If you are in your bridge, take any variations, toes, legs up, play around. Two more breaths here. And then carefully tuck that chin towards your head. If you're in wheel, roll down your back. Otherwise, just lower down. Let's hug those knees in very slightly, just a nice little gentle hug. And make little circles with those knees. And the other way. And then open those arms out to the side, plant the feet on the ground. Gently cross the right leg over the left and let the knees drop to the left side. Gaze over the right shoulder. And inhale to lift those knees and uncross the legs. And exhale, cross the left over the right. And on that same breath, let those knees drop to the right side. Gaze over the left shoulder. Then inhale those knees up. Uncross them, and then here, yogi's choice. Take anything you would like to take right now if you haven't done it or you want to redo anything. Oops, or any gentle movements that feel good. Just something to help you feel satisfied and fulfilled in preparation of our final wind down. Just take a moment to have your own experience. And then exhale, or inhale, and then exhale wherever you're at. On the exhale, move into a reclined position, legs long against the floor and relaxed, feet kind of flopped out to the sides, arms down your sides and out, facing up towards the sky. Getting back in touch with your breath. Maybe your eyelids grow heavy or even close completely. Notice the rhythm of your heartbeat and the passage of your breath. On your next exhale, even let that awareness go. And simply settle. Feel supported by the ground beneath you. And let your mind just be vast like the sky in the desert. And live here for a couple of moments, all to yourself. Take one deep collective breath. And a deep collective release. Begin to bring the gentlest of movements back into your body. Maybe a little wiggle of the fingers and toes, or gently not rocking your head side to side. Getting back into this body, which is purely yours. Fake candle down. Inhale those arms up overhead. Feel a nice long stretch in your spine. Begin to roll over onto your favorite side, tucking in those knees, using your arm as a pillow. Eyes still closed. And then using the strength of your arms, begin to press yourself slowly to an upright position, similar to that which we started with. Hands come to prayer in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in, chin slightly tucked, in reverence of yourself, and exhale. And then inhale, bring those palms to your forehead. Inhale in reverence to each other. And then exhale, gentle bow forward as we conclude class. And I offer you namaste and just a lot of gratitude and thanks. You really keep me breathing and inhaling and exhaling and accountable for returning to my own mat. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate this lovely little community that we have online in the weirdest of times. So I hope you enjoy whatever the rest of your day has to offer, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care, everyone.